Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. So I recently reread The Great Gatsby. I just wanted to show this cover specifically because I really liked it when I got it at the uh, Detroit Book Fest last year. But anyway, I recently reread it, and rather than going over and doing a full review on it, I wanted to actually compare it to The Return of the Soldier by Rebecca West. I've done a review about that one as well, with my favorite reading experience video, which if I find it, I can post it below. So comparing it, rereading it this time around, having read that other book since, was it just reminded me of the nostalgia. So Jay Gatsby is this tragic character who people think is this dreamer who essentially can't live in reality type of thing. He's focusing on his past with Daisy, to the detriment of what's their reality now. But reading it this second time just made me actually appreciate it more, because I honestly did not like it very much the first time around, because I really hate Tom. But he survived the war, World War One, and came back. And the way that I took it this time around was that he is longing for what used to be, this nostalgia that he lost because of the disillusionment of the war, what he would have seen and what he would have endured. He comes back, and all the money in the world can't buy that. So he's thinking, maybe I can get that with Daisy, with what we had before. He met her right before going off to war, so she's kind of, in my mind, latching onto her as the last good thing that he remembers, before it all went to hell, essentially. And so that's what he's searching for. He's not this this dreamer who's naive. He is this broken person escaping nightmares and thinking he can find solace in Daisy. And that's why I wanted to compare it, because that's the way I took it this time around. Why I wanted to compare it to The Return of the Soldier. Once again, a guy who's brutally sees horrible things in World War One, returns home because he's injured, and now he has amnesia, and he doesn't remember his current wife. He remembers the love that he had before. And he thinks that they're still together. So they try to get him to see, no, this is what's really happening. This is your life now. His best friend, who's in love with him as well, she is trying to save him, to get him to come back, and see what's right in front of him. If it's going to be anyone who's not his wife, she kind of hopes it's her. But instead, it's this girl who's not of means, kind of a poor girl. And so the friend has to go and convince her, we know you have your life now. We know that you moved on, but he thinks that you're still together, and he's not hearing sense. So will you please come back and see him? Maybe you can be the one who tells him what it is, like it is. And so she comes back, and they reminisce, and they both just remember the really great times. And once again, it's about that disillusionment that you get from war and from such tragedy, that he was trying to go back before it all. And she was his childhood sweetheart, the one person who hasn't let him down yet, the one person who they broke up before he could be brokenhearted or let down or felt betrayed. anything. She just, they weren't together long enough for her to break that spell. And so that's what he is latching on to. That's his amnesia is not so much, we don't know if it, is it real or is it not? Is it this, is he sane because he's making up this thing that's keeping him out of war? And if he is insane and forgets, and is it the more humane thing to let him keep living in this past forgetting? Or is it breaking that disillusionment, showing that he's actually like curing him essentially so that they can send him back to war so he can die? Which one of those is more humane? Reality or this fiction that he created? And how is that not similar to the way that I now view Jay when I'm reading The Great Gatsby? And I just wanted to kind of do that kind of comparison, contrasting these stories that you wouldn't think otherwise would go together really well, and just seeing that there is a different way that you can view an old story, just by taking a different preconception into it. And that's what I took into it reading it this time, and it works for me. It made me appreciate it and like it better, and it made the tragedy at the end of both of them so much more gut-wrenching and memorable. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. Do you agree, disagree? Otherwise, how do you see the nostalgia aspect in each of them? Thank you for listening. Happy reading and have a great day.